start? Thank you.
The following is the agenda for the regular Borough Council meeting of the Borough of Pompton Lakes Mayor and Council and Municipal Corporation in the County of Passaic. The meeting will begin at 7:30 p.m. on February 26, 2025 in the Municipal Building, 25 Lenox Avenue, Pompton Lakes, consistent with the Open Public Meetings Act. The meeting will be open for public comments and shall be in accordance with the terms and conditions of the Borough's Municipal Code and bylaws.
Please stand for a flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please bless this mayor and council as deliberate on the best of Pompton Lakes. In conformance with open public... This is my mic.
It is.
In conformance with the Open Public Meeting Law, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, adequate notice of this meeting setting forth the time, date, place, and purpose of this regular meeting through notice posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, mailed to all, have requested and paid for same, and published in Suburban Trends. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sarah.
Here.
Council President Polidori.
Here.
Councilman Cruz.
Here.
Councilman Hinton is excused.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kent.
Here.
Councilwoman Kilberg.
Here.
And Councilman Bennett.
Here.
With us this evening is our Borough Attorney David Rutenberg, and Michael Corelli is excused.
Michael is excused, yes. Okay, we're going to start with the oath of office, and before we start, you know, I say this every year to the people that come, but in my opinion, we have one of the most outstanding volunteer fire departments that I've seen, large numbers of people involved, and I'm always amazed because I do get the calls on how many calls you go to in the middle of the night for a CO2 sensor. You know, I know you all got jobs, you all got families, you all got lives, but you're still waking up at 2:30 in the morning to go answer that call. So congratulations to all of you for being involved in that. With that, well, we can clap for Okay. So does everybody know who's getting sworn in, or am I just going to call everybody's name? You guys are all here? Yeah. Come on. Write your name on the paper here.
Did you remember your Bible?
I did not.
I'll be right back.
Frank Stanley. No, you don't have to sign yet.
If we call Bible up on e-books, will that work?
I'm not sure.
I guess I have to ask myself that. Sure it will.
Works for me.
You got one, you can start here while What?
Here. Pen.
Thanks.
Don't leave without it, though. Don't leave with it, I should say.
I'll have it. Along with the
All right, so we'll get you.
You sign it.
Once you sign, just drop on the bid.
Good? Anybody else need it? You good? Yeah.
Bible. I guess touch your heads or the Bible, whatever you can get to. Don't touch your head. Yeah, watch your face forward though. You can get everybody facing forward. Come on, come around this way. Yeah, we got room over here.
Hands on shoulders works. Hands on shoulders. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh, are we ready? We're gonna do the chief and assistant chief separately, so.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do you after that.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So, you'll come up. Anybody else want to come up and hold the Bible for this?
I hold the Bible. Oh, my God.
Okay. Anybody touch his head or the Bible? Okay, here we go. I state your names. Do solemnly swear. I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
I will bear true faith and allegiance.
I will bear true faith and allegiance
To the same.
to the same
And to the governments established.
and to the governments established
In the United States.
in the United States
And in this state.
and in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully.
I will faithfully,
Impartially.
impartially,
And justly.
and justly
Perform all the duties of.
perform all the duties of
Pompton Lakes Volunteer Fire Department.
Pompton Lakes Volunteer Fire Department
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you guys for all the dedication and time. We're gonna do a picture anyway, why don't we do the chief and the assistant chief now? You want to bail us up? You want to come up? Come on. Call. Okay, guys. I state your names. Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
I will bear true faith and allegiance.
I will bear true faith and allegiance
To the same.
to the same
And to the governments established.
to the governments established
In the United States.
in the United States
And in this state.
and in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully.
I will faithfully,
Impartially.
impartially,
And justly.
and justly
Perform all the duties of.
perform all the duties of chief.
Chief and assistant chief. According to the best of my ability. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. All right, now we'll get everybody together for pictures. There you go. Go. There we go.
Why don't we even this out? That's the
You guys get
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
All right, before we start the meeting, now's the time to get out. If you like to say the whole meeting, you're more than welcome to stay.
This is just recorded.
Yes.
When you see it, come watch it back. Because it clears out. On the left with maybe 6 feet.
I'll have everything straightened out.
All right, guys, let's talk now. Okay.
Well, they're leaving, so, yeah. It'll cool off soon.
Okay, under my presentation, I also, after speaking to some council people, am going to make a motion to appoint Jason Lavasi to the redevelopment board for a term to expire. We'd have to get the paperwork, but I think it's 3 years. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Councilman Denon,
couldn't hear it.
Councilman Denon, Councilman Cruz,
And Councilwoman Kilburn.
yeah, Gilbert, whoever.
Yes. I'm sorry, Benin and Kilburg?
Denon and Kilbert.
Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay,
I'll speak louder.
all right. Motion to open the meeting for public comments.
So move.
Councilman Cruz?
Second.
Councilman Denon, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Anyone from the public like to address? No comments? Okay, going once, going twice, sold. Motion to close the meeting for public comments.
So moved.
Councilman
Second.
Cruz, Councilwoman Kilburg, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion to approve the following minutes, regular meeting minutes, February 12th, 2025. Can I have a motion?
so moved.
Councilwoman Kilburg, Councilman Denon, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Bills, and authorizing payment of bills and wires as listed below. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Councilman
Second.
Denon, Councilwoman Kilburg, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Consent agenda. Does anybody need anything removed? Seeing none, Liz, whenever you're ready.
Whereas the mayor and the borough council of the Borough of Pompton Lakes has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions, whereas the mayor and borough council of the Borough of Pompton Lakes does not desire to remove resolutions for individual action from that agenda. Now therefore, be it resolved that the following resolutions on the consent agenda are hereby approved. Resolution 25-111 through 25-124.
Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Councilman
Second.
Denon, Councilman Denon, Councilman Cruz, all in favor?
Aye.
Against?
And ordinances for first reading.
Yeah, just explain that ordinance 2513 was pulled and it was actually ordinance 2510. We just changed the numbers, the same ordinance. Go ahead, Liz.
An ordinance amending Chapter 70, Section 730,
No. Sir, has to stay open.
We gotta leave it
Sorry.
open, yeah.
Terms
Thank you.
prohibited of the Borough Code of the Borough of Pompton Lakes to prohibit left-hand turns between 4 p.m., 6 p.m. from Ringwood Avenue into the Soaring Car Wash driveway.
Motion to approve ordinance 2513 for introduction.
So moved.
Councilwoman Kilburg, Councilman Denon, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Kilburg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Polidori.
Yes.
Councilman Bennett.
Yes.
Councilman Cruz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kent.
Yes.
Just one sec, Liz. Are the mics not working, or you can't?
No, it's just we couldn't hear you.
Because of the noise. Okay, thanks, okay.
Better?
Yeah, much.
Ordinance 25-14, an ordinance amending the specific penalty for the violation of the parking prohibition for snow plowing and removal.
Motion to approve ordinance 25-14 for introduction.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Cruz, Councilwoman Kilburg, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Kilburg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Polidori.
Yes.
Councilman Bennett.
Yes.
Councilman Cruz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kent.
Okay, final readings?
Can she hear you?
Oh, are you there, Maria?
Yeah, I didn't, did she call my name?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, yes.
Ordinance 25-09, this ordinance has been advertised and posted on the municipal bulletin board. Bond ordinance appropriating $796,050 and authorizing the issuance of $758,000 bonds or notes of the borough for various improvements or purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Borough of Pompton Lakes in the County of Passaic, New Jersey.
Motion to open the meeting for public comments on ordinance 25-09.
Motion.
Councilman Bennett,
Second.
Councilwoman Kilburg, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Anyone from the public like to address just this motion? Please step up.
Jay Trumbauer, 130 Legion Street. On the public part, it has down that there's $0 from grants and reserves. I was under the impression that the project down at the baseball fields had $500,000 to $600,000 grants.
Yeah, that's not this project.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, the money specifically says, isn't this the money that's going towards the cameras and being split towards the baseball field?
no, the money is going towards the cameras, yes, and Hirschfield Park.
Improvement of Willow Field in and
Yeah.
by the borough, including by the construction of a new baseball field.
Mhm.
Is it listed that way on this
Yes, sir.
ordinance?
All right, that's wrong.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
That's wrong.
Mhm.
In addition, I mean, I understand it's for the cameras. I definitely think there should be a review of the contract and an understanding of how the infrastructure of the town will be affected when those are installed, if they are.
Mhm.
And if the funds that are requested here don't go to that, will they go back to paying this off?
Paying the, I'm sorry,
The
paying,
bond that we're.
if they're
applying
not
for.
used, well, when you
Will
take a
they-
bond, yes, you have to take it out and you keep it, but then it would go back when we pay the bond down.
If we don't use it for the cameras, that money is then allocated to go back to this, or would it be used for something else?
No, no,
No.
it would go back to be paid back, to pay down the bond.
That was my main questions, would it just,
All right, but he brings up a point, and I'm gonna ask my attorney.
Yeah, this is actually for Hirschfield Park.
Right, that's what I
For
thought, it was
The
Hirschfield.
Willow Field.
Right, so it's Hirsch, but it's listed as Willow, you're saying on the, I didn't read the,
acquisition, installation of new and additional security cameras at various locations in the borough, improvement of Willow Field in and by the borough, including by the construction of a new baseball field.
so Liz, I don't know, is that a mistake, or?
Are they referring to
It
the
was on-
baseball
it was
field
on-
in regards to cameras, not the actual
It was-
construction?
It was on there 2 weeks ago, too. I read, that's what it
It was.
read.
I asked for clarification then also.
Right, so that's why I said, when I started, I thought that
I
had
have
to do
the
with,
ordinance right here. Do
with,
you have the ordinance?
he has, or he's reading something.
It's the one that's right here.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that.
So this is the advertisement.
This is the advertisement, right?
Yeah.
What this, yeah, I'll read it, thank you.
That's gonna be, I have it electronically.
My suggestion is
Um,
that we re-advertise in the journal here.
Well, I want to ask Liz before we say that, if that's correct.
Is it possible that,
This wasn't for Hirschfield.
It is for Hirschfield.
That's what this.
It's for
okay.
Willow, it says Willow Field,
Mhm.
including the construction of the new baseball field together with the landscaping structures, equipment, furnishing, that's what it's for.
Okay, so
That's
then,
what it's for.
So this,
Okay,
this
so then it-
this is. what was
no, then
for
that's
baseball
what it is
down
on the
there as
baseball,
well.
yes, okay. So then, yes, you're correct.
Yes.
I am sorry, you are correct.
Yeah.
So isn't there grant money?
Yeah, there is,
There is.
that's
There
what,
is.
there's, there's nothing pausing that project.
Yeah.
I don't want it to pause. the
No,
project. I
no, no.
Yeah.
What happens is that usually initially there has to submit the application for those monies and we have to wait for that to come through. But as far as I'm concerned, right, everything is moving forward.
Yep.
Okay.
I know they came last meeting too, because
Yeah.
Joe was here. We clarified with him too, just to let him know we're in a good spot.
And they met with the architect,
And they met with the architect already. so-
the next day.
but I understand his question is
legal
asking why the
issue
grant writing
Right.
doesn't
That's
mention.
proper.
It is
It actually
confusing.
does mention it. It says estimated cost being exclusive of the aggregate sum of approximately
There
$430,000
you go.
received or expected to be received by the borough from the county of Passaic.
Mm-hmm.
That's here in it?
Oh, but it's not in what he has, right?
I only have the newspaper.
Right, he only
Ah,
has.
okay.
So I think that's, is,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
it-
public viewing.
That does not need to be in the newspaper, but it is in the bond ordinance.
Okay.
So
okay,
there is grant funding.
thank you. Anyone else from the public like to address just this ordinance? Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the public session on ordinance 25-09?
Second.
Councilman Brennan, Councilman Cruz, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion to approve ordinance 25-09 for final adoption.
Motion.
Councilman Brennan.
Second.
Councilwoman Kilberg, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Kilburg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Polidori.
Yeah.
Councilman Brennan.
Yes.
Councilman Cruz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kent.
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance is 2511
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn ordinance 25-11.
and 25-12.
Second.
Do we do it separately? or-
No, we can do them together.
We can do them together.
Okay, so as a roll call.
All right, so 11 and 12, Councilman Bennett made the initial, and Councilman Cruz made the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Okay. That is our ordinances. Under my report, Maria's on my phone, so it's going to be hard to look, but I'll make it work.
Thank you.
I attended the planning board meeting, where they did some discussions on the master plan for, there's some discussion of when we'll do a master plan and how. That's going to take some time. I attended the bid meeting, where they discussed, their elections, which are coming up. So if anybody is a business owner and is interested in being on the bid, you should contact the bid themselves and put your name in. I attended the zoning board meeting, which I'm sure Councilman Cruz will talk about. I attended the rec meeting, which I'm sure Councilwoman Kilberg will talk about. I performed numerous weddings. I had a meeting with the mayor of Riverdale and the administrators and the ambulance department squad about funding moving forward for our ambulance squads. Again, another volunteer group in our town that does an amazing job. Again, all volunteers, no one being paid. At the end of the day, they're out there saving our lives when we need them to be there. So they do need equipment and funding, and it is a joint project between the two towns. So both the mayors met to see what we can do to make that move forward. Some good news, the Civic Center in the back here, which has been closed for a while, got their final permits. So part of the deal when they built the Meridian building, which they're building in the middle of town, was to redo our Civic Center. And we're going to have a new building there, which is going to have a women's locker room in it for police officers, a women's bathroom, 2 new meeting rooms. We're going to put some historic shelving around the sides for our historic committee. We're going to build a little bit of an upstairs for some storage upstairs. It's going to have all new siding, all new windows, all new doors. It'll be a new building from the outside, even though we have to keep the same footprint of the building. They hope to start that in the next week or two. The permits are now approved. So they tell me, because they have the gentlemen and people here working, that it would go pretty quick. So we'd like to get that building up and running in the next month or two. It's been a big loss not having it. I mean, for the people who've been in town a while, we used to have a lot of our meetings right there in the back in that meeting hall. So bringing that meeting back is a big deal. And that is my report. Council President Polidori.
No report today, thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Kilberg.
I'd like to say congratulations to Michael Corelli on the birth of his daughter. I attended the planning board meeting, a library board meeting, and the recreation meeting. The date for the Easter egg hunt has been changed to April 12th at 2 p.m. The Pompton Lakes Riverdale Little League Parade is on April 5th at 12 p.m. And the Pompton Lakes Women's Club is hosting this month's community dinner at the Pompton Reformed Church tomorrow, Thursday, February 27th, from 5:30 to 7. Anyone is welcome to come. And I think that's it.
Okay,
That's
and
my
I
report.
thank you for reminding me. I did forget. Our administrator here had his second child on Monday, so congratulations to him. I'm sure everybody's wishing him well, and he will be back in the next week or two, hopefully to do his business. But congratulations to him.
Mackenzie Dorothy.
I'm sorry.
Mackenzie
Oh,
Dorothy.
Mackenzie Dorothy. Beautiful. Thank you. Councilman Bennett.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to congratulate our newly sworn-in fire department officers. Also want to thank them for their service to our town. Historic Commission met last evening. There was no Board of Ed meeting since the last council meeting. Did do something fun with the Lakeside. My first and last SOS night. You probably remember those. Spotlight on 7th was a couple weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun. It's like field day type of activities, but indoors. And I also want to congratulate our borough administrator, Michael, on the birth of his new child.
SOS Day is always a fun time. Councilman Cruz.
Thank you, Mayor. This report is for the Board of Adjustments. It's going to be fairly brief. We had 2 new applications, BOA 25-04 and 02. Those were new applications, and we had 3 resolutions that were all approved on that evening. Also were the reorg and regular meeting minutes from January 28th. Those were also approved as well. And lastly, we do have the appointment of the Open Space Committee representative As of right now, it's my cost, but that may change soon after if they're trying to figure out a way how they're going to do it going forward. So that would do it for my report, Mayor.
But, you know, both of those boards should be made aware that they are important positions
Yes.
to the open space because they are a
Absolutely.
voting member on that board.
Absolutely.
And it does mean something at the end of the day.
I
So,
agree.
thank you. Attorney's report.
Nothing to this evening.
Mayor, can I just,
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Kent. I'm sorry, I forgot you.
I know, I'm out of sight, out of mind. I don't have a report per se, but I do have a comment. I received a complaint from a resident yesterday regarding vandalism in the parks. Someone went down and drew very lewd pictures in the park areas, I believe on the playground equipment. Now, we're spending, after you look at our agendas the past couple of months, we're going to be spending over $1 million. And we still have idiots drawing bad pictures in the parks. Do we need to have a new ordinance on if we catch these people doing this kind of thing? And I really don't care how old you are or what age you are or whatever. I don't really care. But we cannot be spending $1 million on improvements in our park system and then have people go down there and vandalize.
Well,
So
it's,
I'm not sure what to do about it, but I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention.
and thank you. It is a criminal charge for vandalism. Unfortunately, if it's juveniles, that's a different way they look at it. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. I would hope it's not adults going down there and vandalizing our parks.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know that. We are going to be putting some when we do our new buildings down there, we will be putting in some more cameras down there, so maybe that'll help. But I agree with you. Why go after your own property where you're living? It's just not right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm afraid now, we're going to be upgrading the garage, the storage shed. I don't want to see that thing spray painted. Especially if you put a really nice facade, on that building and have it spray painted. We may not be able to ever get it all. I just want to put everybody, we have to be aware that our police department has to be aware that if they catch these people or they get a call, I want them prosecuted if they catch them.
I will pass that on.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Attorney said no. Liz, you want anything? You have anything you want to report?
No.
No? Okay. Now's your big chance. You could have really taken over here. No? Okay. Okay. Motion to open the meeting for public comments.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Bennett, Councilman Cruz. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Anyone from the public like to address? Please step up.
Paul Mulvey, 120 Romaine Ave. Ordinance 2514, an ordinance amending the specific penalty for the violation of parking prohibition or snow plowing or removal. What was it, what is it now?
You have that in front of you?
45 now. I don't know what it was.
I think
But
it's in here.
45. Is it 36?
It was 36.
There was 30.
It was 36, now it's 45.
Dollars.
Yep.
Dollars.
Okay, that's great. I only hope that we can start to enforce it. After the last snowstorm, it's pathetic how many people just completely ignore getting their vehicles off the street. I was on Facebook with it. I got every excuse under the sun. I don't have room. I work. I got too many cars, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. Get your damn cars off the street.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? I saw a hand. Go ahead.
Jay Trumbo, 130 Legion Street. As far as the snow park goes, you guys towed the car that was in front of my house. It's been there for 3 months. Thank you.
That's good to hear.
I don't know who puts out the town calendar that has like all the different meetings and stuff. Could you ask them to include the Board of Ed meetings as well? Just on the calendar whenever they put it.
I'll explain it when we're done, but I'll explain what some we have an issue with that sometimes. But okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I saw another hand. Please step up.
That was on
I thought it was for you.
here.
Hi, Lynn Hazelman, 50 White Way. So recently there's been a lot of issues with the pond hole and parking. Last year it was $50 for 6 months to park in the pond hole for business workers. This year it is now $50 a month, which is $600-ish a year. People that work in the businesses can't afford that. Not to mention there's only 50 spots for them to park in. They're not guaranteed and they can't park on the street. Also, my friend was followed to her car 2 weeks ago. After 3 months ago, her front windshield was keyed. And yeah, in the pond hole behind where she works, somebody went and like keyed the windshield. And it wasn't like some crazy X, it was just random, and it was done to one or two other cars at the same time. Okay, you know, incidents happen, but now 2 weeks ago, they were followed to their car by somebody begging for money. When they came to the town hall to get their permit for this month, they said, like, somebody followed, you know, there's no cameras, or is there cameras? And they said, no, there's no cameras. So now it's a safety liability. There's an extreme need for the parking for high school students, business owners, and these new residents, and it's not safe. There's also feces, which I would hope is animal, but I don't think it is, and lots of broken beer bottles. So.
Thank you. I'll answer at the end. Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to address? Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the public session?
So moved.
Councilwoman Kilberg, Councilman Cruz, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Paul, I can tell you we did issue tickets, maybe not enough, but we did issue tickets. I got a lot of calls and complaints from just what this gentleman was saying. You towed my car in front of my house. I understand you might be a new resident, but we're pretty lenient here in parking on the street, more so than most towns. Most towns don't allow any parking during the winter months on the streets. We allow it. All we ask is that you move your car during a snow emergency. It's, as you mentioned, it's not asking a lot. If you have to put it on your yard, we're not going to give you a ticket for 1 day for putting it on your yard, okay? But we have to plow the streets. That's what it's about. If we don't get curb to curb and then we get another snowstorm, the street starts to narrow and it becomes harder and harder to drive through them. So it is very important that we get the cars off the street. And I understand there's new residents, maybe they don't know that. The ticket is your first welcome to Pompton. If you've got a ticket for parking, maybe you're not going to do it again. So thank you for bringing that up. I'm glad to hear that the car was ticketed and removed. Did you look? Is it on?
It's not on.
Okay, so
I believe it used to be. I think
so the part of the problem, I'm going to go to my clerk, was we have to have our dates in by a certain time, and sometimes they don't have their
They
calendar.
don't have their dates or they change. So that's why we don't include it, because it may not be the right information, so it really is not beneficial if we have the wrong dates in there.
So our calendar, we need to know everything by like June 1st, and they don't put their dates out usually till middle summer. So like the clerk is saying, we don't want to guess, and then we get it wrong, and then we get yelled at for putting the wrong dates in. So I agree, it should be on. It would be great if we could, but that's just the way their schedule works out.
And just to note, their website is mobile friendly, so even if you're looking at it from your mobile phone, it's relatively easy to find from there. We do have a link on the borough website. Got to navigate a little bit to get to that subpage, and it's only going to take you back to the district page anyway. But it is mobile friendly. You'll be able to see it there pretty clearly.
All right, parking. So most towns are charging for parking nowadays. You go to a Ridgewood, a Montclair, or, anywhere, they're charging for parking. We're not asking for a lot of money to park. I understand, though, the complaint that you're bringing as workers and people who work downtown. We are going to sit and talk about that a little bit to see how we can make that a little better for the workers. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, they're going to have to pay something to park there. That's just the way it is. They are, by the way, and I've had issues with it, but you are allowed to park in the street and put money in the meter. It's just after a certain amount of time, you have to move your car and find another spot. But believe it or not, there are some people that are doing that downtown. It's something that we did discuss, with the students driving more, and there's more kids driving. We're trying to get that number equal to what's there, but they keep adding, and it's going to reach a point that there's a waiting list, and that's just what's going to happen with the students. It's a shared parking system, so during the day, there should be a lot of empty spots, and at night when people come home, there should be less spots, but we are going to work with that. About the other things you mentioned, I would have hoped that when you noticed it, or when this person noticed it, they called the police immediately, and then the police hopefully would have come down and taken a report and saw what happened, and I don't know if that did or didn't happen. Going back after the fact, sometimes it's very difficult for the police to actually look at anything and understand it. And I always tell everybody, even if it's a minor thing and you think it's minor, you call the police department, let them put it on paper, let them get some pictures so you have it in front of them. We will be adding some more cameras in this new project that we're just talking about that we paid for. We're going to be adding cameras all over town. That will be an area that will have some cameras. This has been a very long debate about the garbage back there, because we had garbage cans back there at one point, and they were being abused, and people were dropping sewing machines from their house and all kinds of stuff in these cans. So we had to remove the cans. But we also have to educate the high school kids that when they're walking back to school after lunch, they should walk to the nearest can and throw it in, not just throw it wherever they see it fit. So it's an educational thing. It's been an ongoing problem with the litter, so we are working with that. Okay? Okay. Approach to the floor. Anybody have approach to the floor? No? Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Bennett, Councilman Cruz, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night.
What does that tell you? That's